So this is the final update before I go Oxford, considering we are on our way now. We just need to quickly pick up my dad and then we'll get on our way again. Now the drive will be a few hours, so it's definitely going to be a long one. I think everyone is definitely excited and nervous and is doing well so far. We've got all our bags packed and the entire boot is full, so that's fun.
My daughter's new room.
Oh,
You've made her bed?
You have to show them that.
Yes. Oh, desk area. Nice little view. That's the sports centre and that's the rugby pitch there, so she's nice and close.
Did like my mirror. I've never actually had a mirror in my room, I can't lie.
Look at this. This is awesome. Oh, did I show the bathroom? I don't think you feel sick. Little shower angle. Wardrobe. Look how neat this is. This is going to last. Say bye.
Bye.
So I just wanted to say that I'm here, I'm settled in, and everyone so far has been really nice and it's really cool being here. So this is my room and the bathroom is over there. But I have seen most of my teammates. Apparently there are still a lot more to come, so I haven't seen everyone, but everyone's been really nice. It's been really cool being here and I'm excited to see how it goes. So this is my update of the day and what I went through and basically what we did. However, I'm gonna keep cutting the video just to make sure I'm getting everything in and I can actually remember what I'm talking about. So it's not going to be me constantly pausing and then stopping. So it just makes it a lot easier to go through. So at the start of the day, we all went down to go to a team meeting where it was a lot of talking about what we're going to be doing and how it's going to work. And most of it today was tactical work. So after the meeting we had, it was to get ready in about 15 minutes to get onto the field, put our boots on and like grab a drink if we needed it. Then they split us into forwards and backs, and then the forwards for the starting one did different speed drills, so it was like slowly increasing our pace, and then it was full out sprints, but only for short distances to get that practicing, because it was tactical and not actually sprinting until you're tired. So the next thing we did was attack, which was different defences and running into pads, doing tackling, getting low and just things like that. And then after it was more teamwork stuff, so it was making sure you're there if a breakdown's happening, getting there quickly, so like everything it has to be quick so you're not leaving your person behind. And to be honest, I quite enjoyed that one, and it was just, I like the way how it was separated, because it wasn't just everyone in one group, because we have a massive group. It was all separated into different areas. So then after that we had lunch, and then that was around 45 minutes, and it was kind of just to get your energy back, refuel. And then after we had another team meeting, which this one was different as they put us into separated groups and they were trying to get us to interact with each other, so we actually got to know each other better as a team. And after that we were separated from first years and second years, and the first years went into the gym. I think that was split as well because how many of the first years there are, so that was split. So my group, we went into the gym originally, and it was basically to see where our starting point is and where we need to work on, and just like a deadline of where we are now, and then they can create us to where we need to get to. And after that it was handling drills, which was a lot more high pace, however it was still quite nice. That was for, I think it was for half an hour. And then finally we had 3 different games, and all of them had different rules. So one was called Rocket, one was the 2-pass game where you had to pass twice before getting touched, or it's a turnover. So we covered a lot today and I thought it was really well done, and I'm excited for tomorrow. So as yesterday's was attack, today's was defence, which means we had different drills, and then most of the day we spent doing a completely different thing than we actually did yesterday. So obviously we did the warm-up and then a few tackling drills, but after that we mostly did game scenarios, which were completely touch, but it was still quite fun and interesting to watch where people go and how people react. So then after lunch we had to do lineouts, which were very interesting, and obviously I'm not going to give too much away just in case any other teams watch my video, so I'm keeping that all private. However, it was quite interesting to watch how different people react, considering it was some people were jumping, some people were lifting who have never lifted before, so it was everyone getting a chance to do something they haven't, and it was me and one other hooker who were practicing at the start, just like getting into it, watching how they react, like what their jump time is, how long it takes them to get into that position, and just other stuff like that. So that was really interesting to watch. And so finally we had kind of like a cool down in the pool, as it was mostly going along stretching or walking around the shallow area, and then at the end of that it was playing like quick little games of pass it 10 times and then pass it to someone on the outside, but we were split into 2 teams, and so it just became more competitive, and then they made the games slowly harder, so that was really fun as a final thing to do. So I'm finally home, and now this is going to be one of the shorter videos as there wasn't a lot to talk about today. So the first thing we did is we had a meeting, but that was mostly focused on the backs and not really what the forwards were doing, so most of that didn't really apply to me. However, as we moved on, the first thing we did was speed drills, so it was like running straight at full pace and then changing directions to get us kind of used to it again, as most of us haven't done it in such a long time, and then to also get the technique right. So after that we did mostly scrum work, as yesterday we did lineouts, so today was scrums, and now it was figuring out who was the front row and just then adding on the back and then seeing our technique, how we stand, and kind of just how we set ourselves to get the technique right so we can keep doing it further on. So it was pretty lucky actually, because there was nearly enough for 2 scrums. I think we had 1 flanker missing out of one of them, but overall it was nearly a complete scrum on both sides. So obviously front row forward, we started in first, doing practices of just leaning against each other, and then later on we had games, and we actually incorporated the scrums into the game. So every time there was a drop, or if we were doing touch games, so every time there was 5 scenarios and then they got touched again, we would start over with a scrum to help that, and that was mostly the games. And then after that, which was actually the final thing we did, was gym. Now that was focused mostly on arms, so it was like medicine ball slams, bench press, shoulder press, just stuff like that. And I quite liked it, to be honest. However, my shoulder is quite achy now, which is fun. But overall, I think I do really like scrums actually. As much as I hurt my legs, I love scrums. So I enjoyed the scrums, I enjoyed the gym. However, one part was actually cancelled, and this was because it was getting hot, and I think everyone was feeling really tired after the last few days of probably having done nothing to actually working. So the heat was kind of getting to everyone. There was a lot of people who were sunburnt by the end of it, but overall I've really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for next week. So here's finally another gym video, as most of my videos beforehand have been talking because I was at Oxford and I don't want to film people without their permission. So here's what I did. Obviously on my last day of Oxford I talked about it, and it was mostly arms, so I decided for a gym day I'd do mostly legs, and I've managed to up my leg press again, as last time it was 120 kg, but now it's 140 kg, which I'm really happy about. And also in squats I managed to increase the weight so that it's now 20 on each side. Look out for episode 9 next week, as not only do I have Oxford training, I also have the Centre of Excellence trials, and hopefully I can get some good highlights off of that.